Good afternoon and welcome to this 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm meteorologist Chris Tomer. We've got a nice afternoon and as expected another hot one out there. Temps are running in the mid to upper 80s, close to 90. The humidity's up and I'm watching for some thunderstorms through the course of this afternoon into tonight. Let me take you out to the live cam here. This is a Scioto Audubon Park camera. So far it has been a dry day. It's just warm, 86 degrees currently, and we've got the winds out of the west southwest bringing in that humidity. I'm sure you'll feel it today. Looking at our live radar, starting to see a couple of little pop-up thunderstorms, especially up towards the west and the northwest. As we move through the course of this evening, we will likely see that risk of some pop-up thunderstorms move right across central Ohio and especially up to the north. Here's a little wider perspective. You can see the energy out here lurking over a lot of Indiana. That will have to cross, and a lot of it will cross a lot of northern Ohio through the course of tonight. Here's the fair forecast. If you're going out tomorrow, it looks like this. This is a Friday forecast. Temperatures and a lot of cloud cover on Friday. There may be some rain and even a couple of thunderstorms in the morning. We'll start in the 70s as we head towards the afternoon. Another chance. It's a higher chance overall tomorrow of getting hit with rain or a storm. It's about a 60% chance, and the high temps will be a little bit cooler. I'm looking for 84 tomorrow, again with that higher risk of some rain and storms. And the humidity will be up. We're talking about that uncomfortable category tomorrow and into Saturday with dew points in the 70s, and then a little bit of drier air sneaks in on Sunday. Beautiful day on Sunday, and then back up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with higher humidity and rain chances, storm chances. Here are precip chances. Tomorrow it's about a 60% chance. On Saturday, 20%, mainly first half of the day, and then it goes drier. Sunday's chance of rain is 0 on Monday, 20 up to 50 on Tuesday, 30, 40 as we go Wednesday, Thursday. So that's out 7 days. Now looking beyond that, this is our 8 to 14 day temperature and precip outlook. First, we'll look at temps. So this will take us all the way through the middle part of August. The warmer than normal temperatures are to the south, cooler to the north, and Ohio's kind of split. Normal over central Ohio, a little bit warmer in southern Ohio, and a little bit cooler than normal over northern Ohio. And it does look like it's going to be wetter than normal here through the middle part of August. You can see the green over a lot of the Ohio Valley, the Midwest in general. So it looks to be pretty much normal temps and then wetter than normal as far as precip. Here's our forecast radar and the satellite. I'll run this through tonight and I'll stop it at 11 p.m. Now at 11 p.m. we have some shower storms off to the west. These will likely slide up to the north, up into parts of Toledo and also Cleveland. This is Friday morning at 5:30. We may have a couple of sprinkles around the area and then a batch of some moisture moving through around 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. There may be a couple of thunderstorms or rumbles of thunder embedded within this. And there's 9 a.m. on Friday. Now move this ahead to noon. Looks like a couple of thunderstorms in parts of the southern counties. That slides on by. And then another batch will come in the afternoon hours. This is 4 p.m. Showers, some thunderstorms coming in. You can see them sweeping across, heavy rain, some lightning and some wind. There's 9 o'clock on Friday. Not expecting anything severe, but certainly some heavy rain potential here. That's one last little wave. And then as we work our way into Saturday morning, a little bit of leftover moisture here. It's about a 20% chance early of getting wet, and then it should turn drier in the afternoon. Looking at about a ½ an inch of liquid on the way. Total rainfall by Friday at 11 p.m. here across central Ohio. Some places get a little bit more, and some places get a little bit less. Low temperatures tonight, about 70 degrees here across central Ohio. High temperatures tomorrow, down on Friday a few degrees. 84 is my forecast high. Here's your 10 Weather Impact 7-day forecast. So looking at the weekend, Saturday maybe a couple of rain showers early, then drier. Sunday up to 87, a lot of sunshine, a dry day. On Monday, kind of dry, 20% chance of a storm in the afternoon. 90, a hot 90 for the forecast high. And then next week, the humidity does run high with temperatures in the low 80s and 30, 40, 50% chances of some showers and some storms. All right, so moving on now from our forecast. If the warm weather outside right now has you sweating it out, you can stay cool through the end of the summer with a new box fan if you need it. 10 TV and 97.1 The Fan and Life Care Alliance are all teaming up for our annual Beat the Heat fan drive. And today there's a fan distribution happening. So the distributions are all at Life Care Alliance's Harmon Avenue location. There's one today from 2 to 3 p.m. and then next Tuesday and Thursday as well at the same times, 2 to 3 p.m. For those of you looking to help out a neighbor and keep cool, you can donate a new box fan at any Franklin County fire station or make a donation through Life Care Alliance online. Every donation helps keep Central Ohio families and seniors and others who need the cool during the summer months. You just help them out with that by donating a box fan. You can also donate using the keyword FAN at 614-460-3345. To find out how to donate together, we can help. If we do it all together, then we can help everybody beat the heat. Moving back to weather here. So while there aren't any severe storms in our current forecast, Governor Mike DeWine has activated the state disaster relief program for 13 counties affected by heavy storms in March. You might recall that. Here's a look at some of the damage from those storms. The relief program applies to 13 total counties, including Morrow, Licking, and Coshocton. The state will provide financial assistance for damage repairs and debris removal. Of course, we aren't the only state who has had to deal with severe weather in recent months. Wisconsin, for example. Cleanup efforts continue up there following a recent EF3 tornado. For one family, the damage extended beyond the walls of their home. Priceless photos were lost, but as Emily Matesic reports, those are now found.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. And for Ann Allen, her family photos are priceless after she lost the home she shares with her husband in the Fox Valley tornado.
You know, when you first have your child at the hospital and those precious moments of the first minutes of their lives. Here's one of Eric playing with the ornament on the Christmas tree.
These photos, along with other family mementos, were being stored in the Allens' garage that was destroyed by the tornado.
We had things in the garage while we were renovating other areas of the home. And so we had boxes. I love photography, so we had a lot of photos.
It wasn't until neighbors started cleaning up their own properties that the Allens realized what they'd truly lost in the garage.
Our son had special needs, and he was a captain for my Team Triumph. And our son's name is Eric. Someone that's very involved in my Team Triumph lives down the street. So when these photos just started landing in random spots, he recognized Eric, and he would walk some pictures back.
Jamin Homan lives about a quarter of a mile away from the Allens, also on Doty Island. While his house was relatively unscathed, his yard was torn apart.
You start cleaning up and you just want to get stuff thrown into the garbage. But yeah, right over there I found some photos, and when you see those, it's somebody's memories, and that's something you want to keep.
Because Homan didn't recognize the people in the pictures, he posted them on Facebook in a lost and found group specifically for tornado victims.
And lo and behold, it worked. Friends of a friend and the power of social media sort of found Ann.
What Homan didn't know is the boy in the pictures, Eric Allen, passed away about 6 years ago at the age of 25.
I can't imagine the loss that they're going through right now. And for the tornado to add to that, and just everything on top of each other, is just profound sadness and loss. And I guess if I'm able to return something to them, to retain that memory, that's meaningful to me then.
While the recovered pictures are allowing Ann Allen to relive happier times, the act of kindness in returning them means so much more.
The horrible part of this has been Mother Nature, and then the beautiful part has been the humanity.
Turning now to our continuing coverage of the massive wildfires impacting eastern Washington state. The battle against those flames continues this afternoon. Video from Washington State National Guard shows helicopter crews dropping water on the Modrite and Brading Hill wildfires there in eastern Washington. The National Guard says the two fires are separate from the destructive wildfires near Spokane that have forced tens of thousands of evacuations there. Firefighters have made progress thanks to cooler weather, but officials warn hotter, drier, windier conditions could increase the fire threat in the coming days. And as the Spokane area fires burn through thousands of acres in the wildland interface zone, destroying hundreds of homes and structures, a local one-of-a-kind crew of partially incarcerated firefighters responded attempting to help their own community. Washington State's natural resources recruits the best crew members from various prisons in partnership with the Department of Corrections Camp Crews program. Here's what one of those inmates had to say.
Since day one, boots on the ground, we were running and gunning, and it's been an uphill battle, you know, not much sleep, but I do believe that the work we're doing, it's definitely doing some really good damage to contain this fire, or at least control it or slow it down just a little bit.
For their dedication and hard work to fighting fires while fully incarcerated. When they join the elite group, they are paid state wildland firefighter wages, receive benefits, and become members of the union. Of course, when it comes to these wildfires, hot and dry weather conditions across Washington state are raising the risk. This afternoon, 3 separate wildfires are raging in the Spokane County area. It's being described as one of the single most destructive wildfires in the state's history. More than 10,000 acres have burned since the fires broke out on Saturday, and at least 700 structures now have been destroyed. Maribel Gonzalez is in Spokane with details on the destruction and how firefighters are trying to control the flames.
Entire neighborhoods burned to the ground. Mangled metal and ashes are all that's left of the homes on this street in Spokane, Washington, as the 3 separate wildfires rage through Spokane County.
We're living in a nightmare that we think we're going to wake up and everything is going to be okay, but it's not.
Sherry Taylor is one of the many people who lost everything, including her house in the wildfires.
See it be taken from us in a matter of moments is absolutely devastating.
Adding to the anguish for these residents, officials believe one of the fires was started intentionally. 37-year-old Aaron Farinacci, a Spokane resident, was arrested Monday and charged with first-degree arson. The fires combined have destroyed more than 10,000 acres since they broke out Saturday. And officials say more than 1,300 firefighters are battling the flames during the 90-degree heat.
This is not a normal wildland fire. We're in the urban interface. So the complexities that come along with that are definitely challenging.
Much of the West is dealing with excessive heat and dry conditions. That's making it even harder for fire crews to fight the flames.
We show up for trauma, we show up when people are really sick, we show up for all sorts of things. It's inherently dangerous, this job. Putting out hot spots, any flare-ups that happen, there's been rekindlings of buildings, and then there's spot fires.
Officials say more firefighters from across the country are headed to Spokane in the coming days to help crews fight the flames. In Spokane, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
Now, for more on the conditions right now on the ground in Spokane, we turn to Christian Garza from our sister station in Spokane, KREM2.
In a briefing this morning, we learned that there's no update on containment quite yet, but we do have updated numbers for the amount of structures that have been impacted by these fires. Old Trails fire has burned around 684 structures and over 3,500 acres. Autumn Lane has burned 160 structures and over 5,800 acres, while Fairview has burned 59 structures and burned 992 acres. So in total, 913 structures have been impacted at this time, with these fires still burning over 10,000 combined acres across Spokane and Stevens County. Close to 2,000 firefighters from 20 states across the country are expected to make their way here to Spokane County to help fight these fires. Today, the main thing crews are focused on is strengthening the containment lines across all 3 fires, especially as winds are expected to pick up here in the coming days. In Spokane County, I'm Christian Garza.
Well, we aren't just following the devastating wildfires in Washington. Unfortunately, highly impactful wildfires are also continuing to burn in parts of California as well. The Gann wildfire burning in Calaveras County has burned over several thousand acres as of Wednesday morning. CAL FIRE says it has reached 10% containment. All of Calaveras Unified School District campuses were closed Wednesday as smoke from the fires impacted communities across that county. And sadly, that fire appears to have come from a human origin. Human set. CAL FIRE law enforcement officers have just announced the arrest of Wayne Smith, 65 years old, from Valley Springs on Monday after an investigation into the origin and cause of the fire. The investigation revealed Smith recklessly caused the Gann fire, which began on August 3rd. Authorities say Smith was operating heavy equipment capable of producing sparks without the required safeguards. The Gann fire continues to burn and has unfortunately claimed a number of homes as well. Listen to what some of the evacuees had to say and how little time they actually had to leave.
I was at home with all 4 kids packing up the car, and he got home at 9. We started seeing the flames on the ridge. The cow fire came up and told us it was time to go.
Well, one of the things that makes these events so tragic is how seemingly random one family can lose pretty much everything while another comes home to a miracle. Carmela Karcher reports on one family that's thankful to learn that their house actually made it through.
I'm very grateful for what you have done for me and my family.
An emotional call to a family left waiting.
So we're still soaking it in, but we're all very grateful and thankful. My children, everyone, my whole family.
A local family evacuated by the Gann fire gave CBS Sacramento a call asking to check on their home.
We've called and they said we have to wait until it's 100% contained.
This family, who wishes to stay anonymous, were just sitting down to enjoy dinner Monday when they got a call from their son.
We just kind of eyeballed it because we've had fires before. So we didn't take it we weren't too concerned right away. So until we started getting the evacuation warnings.
Then the sheriff came and started asking residents to evacuate.
As it got darker, we started seeing it climb through the mountain and spread really quickly.
Within minutes, they left everything behind and have been waiting to hear any news about their home. The flames knocked on their back door, but their home, sheds, and goats all survived.
Yeah, I'm just trying to control my emotions from crying, but I'm happy and sad at the same time because we do have neighbors that lost their property. So I feel for them.
We actually increased containment from 10% this morning all the way up to 19% this evening. So we are making good progress on this fire.
The fire has burned 4,000 acres in 24 hours, but crews say that was intentional, setting backfires to help direct the wildfire in the right direction.
We still have 81% of this fire uncontained. So we have to continue building that containment. We have to continue using our hand crews, our bulldozers, and other methods to build that line. And of course, we have to work on putting water on those hot spots and making sure they're fully out.
The question on many residents' minds, did my home survive?
Well, finally today, let's check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. First up, check out this cute story. 3 Mexican spider monkeys saved from illegal pet trade have arrived at the Nashville Zoo. The 3 infant monkeys, they are really cute, named Miso, Matcha, and Me, are rescued through the effort of the Wildland Confiscations Network to protect wildlife animals from being trafficked internationally. So cute. Oh. And finally today, a 97-year-old grandmother is proving age is no reason to stay on the ground. That's Betty Bromwich, strapped to the top of a plane to set a Guinness World Record as the oldest female wing walker, breaking her own record set 4 years ago. Friends and neighbors from her retirement village watched nervously from the ground as Betty did upside-down loops and other high-flying stunts on the wing. She's now done it 6 times since turning 87, even after suffering a stroke last year. She says she'll have to come up with something even bigger when she turns 100. That's some good optimism, and man, she is a risk taker. That's good to see. Let's go back to radar really quick here, and we'll wrap this up this afternoon. So nothing over Central Ohio yet, but I'm expecting some pop-up thunderstorms through the course of this evening. Most of it will likely be off towards the northwest and in northern Ohio, but it's something I'll be watching, and I'll be here all the way through the course of this evening show, 4, 5, and 6, and of course also 11. Appreciate you tuning in here this afternoon, and have a good day.